you. Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to our morning session. So again, I am the person. You have to see me again. You don't have option. So thank you for coming. So before starting our session, we will have some prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnanam Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadha Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yutapadakavalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा जगगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताकस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमो आचार्यपादाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरगददामदाय नगरग्रामधारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So today's discussion is on Vaisnava Sadachar. So when I asked Prabhuji, Matrapati Prabhu, that what topic I can take, Prabhu suggested me this topic. I don't know what qualification I have to discuss about this, but still I'll try my best, and whatever I am following, that I say first. Then whatever scripture is suggesting, actually, that also I'll suggest, because whatever I follow only I can speak. So that much only I can tell, that much only transforms you. So I'll try to do my seva. So I need all of your blessings. Within this timeline, I will trying to finish, because it's a very wide topic. I'll trying to cover. Thank you. So the Vaishnava Sadachara is a very important topic when the Vaishnavas, especially the newcomers, they started recently the spiritual journey, being in ISKCON, Hare Krishna movement, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sankirtan movement. So this should be known. So it's a very mandatory, I can say. So when you come to the spiritual progress in ISKCON, Prabhupada designed the ISKCON is in such a way that you will not miss anything of the spiritual process, because there is a 64 angas of devotional service, and the 64 angas of devotional service given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada is incorporated almost everything. Some 4-5 is missing, but that is not very relevant to this time. But still, Prabhupada almost he covered all the devotional service in our day-to-day bhakti life, the spiritual life, starting from waking up early in the morning, especially I can say 4:15 to evening 9 o'clock or 8:30. There is a complete schedule. When you go to temple, you will come to know. So this all kept in this whole schedule of ISKCON is make ourselves very regulated in devotional service and get the benefit of doing devotional service to the lotus feet of the Lord. So to address this, Prabhupada covered four things. It is already we discussed. It's a sadhana, siddhanta, sadachar, and finally seva. Okay, these are four main terms which include all these devotional angas, parts of devotional service. So when sadhana and siddhanta, sadhana means whatever you are doing, practicing every day, that is comes under sadhana. Then siddhanta means by reading about the shastras, the scriptures, Vedic scriptures, especially Prabhupada books, and Sadachar, whatever you do as a sadhana and whatever you read as a siddhanta, you have to apply it in a regulated way. So that is called Sadachar. When you this is a Sanskrit word, Sadachar. You can cut the word, you will get the meaning. What is Sadachar? Means if you cut Sad Achar, Sad means the good thing. Okay, Achar means to follow. So good things to follow. That is the simple meaning of Sadachar. When you cut another way, like Sadha and Achar, the same word, then you will get Sadha, always doing. Always, Achar means following. Always follow. So something you are doing that is good is one meaning. Another thing, the good thing you always follow. This is the meaning of Sadachar when I get it from some Vaishnava's lecture. So nicely it's breakdown and got the meaning. So first you know these basics of the terminology at least. Then only we'll speak all the big things inside. So when talks about Sadachar, why we have to be Sadachar means the good thing to follow. Actually, in Prabhupada, it gives the terminology like etiquette, especially Vaishnava etiquette. So this Vaishnava etiquette is a important factor which all Vaishnavas should be carried out, should be performed in their day-to-day life. When this was performed, then the Vaishnava qualities in you can be manifested. Maybe we may be born out of Sudra's family, and Sudra work we may do. But when you develop Vaishnava quality, because you know ultimately you are the servant of Lord, and Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. What is your duty? To serve Him. How to serve Him? And what is the etiquette to serve? That is called Sadachar. So this etiquette is helping you to progress in Krishna consciousness. So this is this much importance is there to know about Sadachar and to follow Sadachar. So generally we came to Krishna consciousness by some devotees introduced you ISKCON or Krishna consciousness or Prabhupada books or Kirtan or Prasad. Through these four ways we came inside somehow or other. Initially you feel very happy that, oh my God, Krishna consciousness is blissful. Yeah, the real factor I'm feeling here only, the missing connection. This is giving me bliss. So you appreciate more in the initial days. But what happens, the days goes, slowly you lose the taste because of your inattentiveness and offensively seeing everything, whatever happening in ISKCON, and offending devotees slowly, directly or indirectly. So when you see the Vaishnava Aparadh, there is a 6 points are there. What and all called Vaishnava Aparadh, like you blaspheme the devotees and to what to say, to not do seva for devotees. All these things are there. So in that I found very one wonderful point. When you are seeing devotee, you will not feeling happy inside, means that also Vaishnava Aparadha. So you are seeing devotee and you are not feeling happy while seeing devotees, means then there's something is problem. That is comes under Vaishnava Aparadha. Because Krishna is can tolerate the DT Aparadha. I already discussed. But Vaishnava Aparadha he may not tolerate. He should not tolerate. I can keep this way. So Vaishnava Aparadha is the topmost Aparadha. The devotee, the progressing devotee should not commit actually. Even though knowingly, unknowingly, here and there we are doing because of lack of our knowledge, lack of shastras, shastric knowledge, lack of developing purity, all these things. So I will cover one by one why it is happening and all. So first you should know the Vaishnava Aparadha is that when you are not seeing, when you are not happy while seeing a devotee. When devotee does nice service, you are not appreciating. If you are not happy of that devotee is doing something great, then something is wrong in you. Then that is aparadha actually. That not leads to aparadha, that is actually aparadha. So because we have lot of anarthas inside, even though we are came to the spiritual path, practicing devotional service, we have lot of anarthas. Anarthas means usually artha, an artha. We can break down that word also. There is no artha in that, but still you do. That's called anartha. So when we have this shortcomings, we have our own limitations, and we apply this limitation and shortcoming on the other person, especially other devotees, then this is wrong. For that, Prabhupada introduced this Sadachara, the Vaishnava etiquette. So Prabhupada always says in many places, my disciples should be a perfectly gentleman. My disciples are perfect gentlemen. Means what? He need the person, the disciples of Prabhupada are grand disciple of Prabhupada. Prabhupada wants this only from us. Because he definitely will be a perfect gentleman. Because he is under regulation. When something is not regulated, then there is no point of perfection. Please note it. When you don't have any regulations, then you will not develop perfection. So regulation must be there because the street dog also there and we are also there. Street dog also eating, we are also eating. But street dog eats whatever it sees. But we are not like that. We should be eating prasadam. Okay, because you are trying to become servant of Krishna. Then when you want to servant of Krishna, you have to eat Krishna prasad. Then only you will develop that. If you are not eating Krishna prasadam, then you will not get that taste of Krishna. And you will lose your consciousness. Slowly the consciousness diluted. Then you will started offending or started blaspheming devotees, and even though deities, sometimes Brahmavada comes in our mind, and sometimes Sunyavad comes, sometimes Mayavad comes. All these things you will speculate always. So to eradicate that, we should be under regulation. So many times devotees going outside and mingle with non-devotees, or because they have to know, because they are their job outside, and sometimes with the relatives sometimes. So there, what you behave, that is a projection of Krishna consciousness from you. They will know that this is a Krishna conscious person. So you should be very, 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 very honest, or you should be very, what do you call, the integrity of you is being watched. So when I was in the discussion of eating non-veg and vegetarian food and vegetarian, all these things, people will generally talk, why you are not eating, why you are not sharing this our food, but only you serving us whenever you bring some nice food. So we are not taking from our plates. All these things comes. I told, see, this vegetarian, non-vegetarian, and all, it's not. We are following, and to the extent people say sattvic food, but sattvic food also it's not there. Actually, you are not vegetarian, you are not non-vegetarian, you are not vegetarian. You are Krishnatarian. Okay, means whatever food is offered to Krishna, that you are having, that you are honoring. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that what he want, what kind of food he want. So that only you are offering, and that only you are taking. That does not contain onion and garlic, does not contain flesh, does not contain something comes back of some animal. So I think I told this when this youth programs happening. Maharaj is a speaker, Bhakti Vinod Maharaj. So when he is giving some examples of this vegetarian food thing diet, the people, the students around, the one person stood up and asked, why you are not eating non-veg? Okay, non-veg is fine since you are telling all these benefits of vegetarian. Why don't we consume eggs, sir? Because they call sir, Maharaj. So Maharaj replied in a funny way that anyway you can eat, but I don't eat something comes from the back of the animal. I don't eat something comes from the back of the animal or back of the bird. So generally, what is comes from the back of the animal, you just imagine. I don't want to go in deep. So everybody, what to say? It takes very this thing, but it has deep meaning. It has very deep meaning because Maharaj is such a person. He is analyzing these things and telling this, and it has deep meaning. You also go on the introspect. So Maharaj is saying in such a way that the students also will get interest to not eating that. He develop that. So this kind of things you should be follow in Vaishnava Sadachar, because our Shastra is clearly saying you should have rules and regulations. You should be merciful. You should be loyal. You should be humble. If you see, you have a currency like rupees. When you take this currency and you happen to go to US, something you happen to visit US, and you just give some 100 rupees or 200 rupees, get some vegetables, they won't accept that money. You have to give dollars. So the money which we are using here, that will not having any value in other country. So these kind of thing we should know that, see, this money which we have, the values we carry. Okay, money I'm just comparing to the values. The values which we carrying, which may not help in the spiritual world. What is those value? Having ego, not having humility, not loyal, don't have honest to something which is to be carried for that particular activity, doing some prajalpa here and there. These are all not having any value in Goloka Vrindavan or Vaikunta, I can say. Vaikunta currency is your humbleness. Vaikunta currency is your honest. Vaikunta currency is your seva bhav. Those things, if you are not developing here, because this life is for ultimately preparing, no? Whatever we are keeping deities in house, we are serving the deities. On time we should give a prasadam. On time we give deities to rest. On time we have to wake up the deities. Why you are doing all these things? Because you are feeling deity is person, And Acharyas set the mood like that. Deities are real personality. And when you are not serving deities like this, then how you develop that mood here so that you can go and serve there? When you are not developing that mood here, then how you will happen to get that real personality who is in Goloka Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani, Gopis and Krishna? How you can able to serve when you are not developing those moods here? That we should analyze actually. We should introspect. So whatever things we are doing, which you should be put your conscious. And Prabhupada is saying in one lecture, you have to put your feelings, Prabhupada's tone, because it really moves. So you should give the feelings and consciousness, whatever you are doing in Seva Bhav, serving devotees or serving directly the Lord's Vigraha. You should have some this thing. You cannot do without consciousness. And if you're not having consciousness, it's fine. At least you are in initial stage you are doing. At least you should do some regulation. Yeah, I have to wake up deities at 4:30. I have to do resting at 8:30. And something you should be regulated so that you will not miss by your own shortcomings. No, today I'm not okay, or maybe I'll sleep. I'll make my deities 9 o'clock sleep. It will not happen because you put the schedule and you should follow. That is called discipline. So these things we should know all these things, which you are not the person that I can do whatever whenever I can, whatever things I can do whenever I want I can do. It's not like that. You are not a animal roaming in the roadside. You are a civilized person. So Vaisnava means, the Brahmana means actually civilized persons of this human being. So that's what Krishna is also saying in second chapter. First is just chastising Arjuna. Your behavior looks like anarya. Arya means is a civilized god. Anaryana means you are not civilized. Means what? Krishna himself starting saying that anarya, your behavior looks like a non-civilized person. So we should develop that etiquette so that you will be very civilized. Because many times we go out, that time you will not wear tilak sometimes. Sometimes you will not wear kantimala. And you happen to be with non-devotees. And what comes, no? You will be like before Krishna conscious person. Hey, how are you, da? How are you? Hi, macha. When you meet your colleagues, I will go for a coffee outside and I'll not drink, but I'll drink milk. But this thing, but you will feel very casual with that person. You are not showing your Vaishnavata. You are being as a you are not behaving as a devotee. Some split personality comes suddenly. That should not be there. You should be always one personality. If you are splitting your personality, means you are putting mask. And Vaishnava quality is not necessary to hide. No need to put mask of your Vaishnava quality and putting your material mask on you. Whatever you are following Vaishnava quality, you follow the same. And to the extent, at least, if you are not completely perfect Vaishnava, this thing, to the extent that place how much it needs, that much you show. And you stand on your point that I am following this, I will not do this. If my friends are calling for a party, I will not go. You say something, I have diarrhea, I have a headache, I have stomach problem. Something you say, I ignore it. But if you're not doing that and climbing when devotees around, you are behaving devotee kind of thing. And when you have material friends around or material relation, community, society around, you behave separately. You behave all the time same person. Don't give the split personality mode of you. That will not never help to reach Goloka Vrindavan. So this You should develop one by one. I can say there is many points I want to discuss, but still, when you want to become a Vaishnava or you want to servant of the Lord, you develop desire while coming and contacting with devotees in ISKCON. You develop the desire. Oh no, I got my purpose of life. This I want to serve Krishna. I want to become a nice devotee, pure devotee, great devotee. All these things we can develop, but are we executing those desire? There is a checkpoint. When you are not taking one step ahead of what you desire, then that will not comes to the action. When it is not comes to the action, then you will not get that. You will not get that goal. You will not reach that goal. So your principle you come to know from Rupa Goswami path, that always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Yes. So when this is happening, this is the principle of you, but we are desiring also, but we are not executing through our action. Means then how come this will not happen? Because many times especially I can say for my boys, they say, Prabhu, I am spiritually weak, Prabhu. I am not feeling spiritually strong. I am just material, these things, all these things. They come and ask them for counseling. That time I ask, are you chanting 16 rounds attentively? If you are not chanting 16 rounds attentively, don't expect spiritual strength or not. Because the progress of your Krishna conscious is depends 99.9% of your quality chanting. This you should be keep regulation. You should be, it is as a etiquette. You should be as a what to say, strict one. You should be very strict on that. So when this is not happened and not reading Prabhupada books uh, every day, then you will feel spiritually weak, obviously. So like that, you should have, the regulations. You have regulations, but are we strict on this? That is, there comes the checkpoint. So these kind of things, you introspect yourself and understand, because why the etiquettes you generally how we have to follow, how we have to behave. But whether we are doing from inside or just for showing we are doing, there also you have to check or introspect yourself. See, Krishna consciousness is all about consciousness. Prabhupada, that's what he kept, consciousness. So when you are not doing the activities in Krishna consciousness or the conscious way, then you are not a Krishna conscious person at all. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the one time if you chant Hare Krishna, I'll consider you as a devotee. So then we got a title of devotee. But whether we develop those quality of a devotee, there comes the check. So to develop that, you should have regulation. You should be properly reporting to your authority. You should follow your guru's instruction very honestly, I can say, in a very disciplined way. Because I already discussed with our both youth boys, the spiritual discipline is very important. Discipline is generally important, but it comes to when spiritual discipline is more important. So please think of it. And there is many points I have to cover, but I don't know. Maybe we will keep some series of this, and we will cover all these points in future sessions. Till now, whatever I talk, maybe it will be useful for you for your progress in Krishna consciousness. Means, please take it and try to follow this. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.